We stand at the precipice of a revelation, poised above the silent, sun-baked bones of what was once a bustling metropolis. Beneath our feet lie the weathered foundations of ancient cities, mute monuments to forgotten lives. For centuries, we historians have meticulously unearthed their stone, their pottery, their tools, tangible remnants of human ingenuity. We've marveled at their intricate architecture, deciphered their enigmatic scripts, and reconstructed their daily rituals from the cold, hard evidence. But what if the most profound, the most impactful foundation of their world wasn't something we could touch, but something we could hear? Imagine for a moment an entire dimension of historical truth that has remained stubbornly, impossibly silent. A world where the very air vibrated with purpose, where sound wasn't merely ambient noise, but a meticulously crafted, invisible force shaping everything from governance to warfare, from sacred ceremony to daily commerce. It sounds fantastical, doesn't it? Almost anachronistic. Yet what if the very blueprints of these ancient societies were not just etched in stone, but resonated in the very acoustics of their temples, their forums, their homes? What if the unheard architects truly shaped their world as fundamentally as any master builder? Today, we embark on an extraordinary journey, peeling back layers of silence to listen to the echoes of empires. We'll delve into how sound, its deliberate creation, manipulation, and perception served as an unseen scaffolding for civilization. From the booming pronouncements of prophets to the rhythmic chants of armies, from the resonant halls of power to the subtle whispers of communal life, these soundscapes were not accidental. They were designed. They were potent. They were the invisible mortar holding societies together. A forgotten language broadcast across time. Prepare to have your understanding of ancient history irrevocably altered as we uncover the very audible yet utterly lost foundations that built our world. If the very air could speak, what stories would it whisper from the heart of an ancient temple? We move now from the theoretical, unheard architects to the profoundly tangible spaces where sound was not merely heard, but engineered to elevate, intimidate, and transport. Imagine stepping across the threshold of a vast, dimly lit sanctuary, the air thick with incense and the silent weight of centuries. Your breath catches not just from the awe-inspiring architecture, but from an almost imperceptible hum that seems to emanate from the very stones themselves. This was no accident. From the labyrinthine corridors of Egyptian temples to the soaring naves of Roman basilicas, ancient civilizations were master acousticians. They understood intuitively how to shape stone and space to amplify, distort, and even direct sound. Consider the Oracle of Delphi, where the Pythia's prophecies, delivered in a trance, would resonate with an almost supernatural authority, her voice molded by the sacred chamber's unique reverberations. Was it truly divine pronouncement, or the cunning architectural manipulation of sound that lent such power to her words? The line blurs and the mystery deepens. Priests, clad in ceremonial robes, would engage in deep, guttural chants, their voices multiplying, swirling and echoing off massive granite walls. The acoustic properties of these sacred spaces weren't just a byproduct, they were an integral part of the ritual. Designed to create a multi-sensory experience so overwhelming, it dissolved the boundary between the mundane and the divine. The sound wasn't just heard, it was felt, vibrating through the chest, resonating with the soul. Imagine the psychological impact, a thundering crescendo that seemed to descend from the heavens, or a whisper that filled every corner of a colossal hall. It induced awe, fear, submission, and an undeniable sense of connection to something far greater than oneself. These sacred echoes, deliberately crafted, were the very voice of ancient power, proof that silence was never an option when divinity called. From the echoing chambers of temples, where sound forged divinity, we now leap across vast landscapes to witness how ancient civilizations harnessed acoustics for an entirely different yet equally astonishing purpose: communication. Long before the telegraph, before fiber optics, before widespread literacy, entire empires relied on intricate, audible networks. It's almost unbelievable, isn't it, that the very air, sculpted by human ingenuity, became the original, most expansive messaging system our ancestors ever devised. Imagine a wind-swept mountain ridge, the horizon stretching endlessly. Suddenly, a rhythmic beat erupts, a colossal drum expertly struck by a lone signalman. Boom, boom, boom. The sound, precisely modulated, doesn't just dissipate, it journeys. It leaps across vast valleys, bounces off distant peaks, a sonic whisper, carrying urgent news no rider could reach in time. Miles away, another drum responds, mimicking the pattern, relaying the message further. This wasn't primitive. This was precision engineering of the unseen, a veritable ancient broadband network. Across continents, from West Africa's talking drums to Roman legion's horn calls and La Gomera's astonishing whistle language, humanity developed sophisticated acoustic internet systems. A chieftain could send complex commands across entire kingdoms, conveying not just presence, but specific instructions, coded in rhythm and pitch. An invading army's approach could be announced hours, even days in advance, allowing crucial preparation. This network's coordination, strategically placed outposts, trained signalmen, standardized codes, speaks to an organizational genius we often overlook. These ancient soundscapes were not passive environments. They were active conduits of power and information, invisible threads weaving disparate communities into a cohesive whole. It's a profound testament to human innovation, to our relentless drive to connect, share, and warn. The audacity of building an empire on a drumbeat, a horn blast, or a whispered whistle. It leaves one utterly dumbfounded. And yet, it worked. It connected communities, rallied armies, and shaped destinies, proving some of the most powerful architectures were entirely, wonderfully, made of sound. From the invisible threads of communication that stitched empires together, we now pivot to an even more astonishing application of sound. Its raw, visceral power on the battlefield. Imagine this: two ancient armies poised for conflict. The air is thick with tension. Then, a sudden, earth-shaking boom. followed by another and another. It's not just noise, it's a meticulously choreographed symphony of terror and resolve. We're talking about war drums, bronze horns, and the synchronized tread of thousands of warriors, all harnessed to create a psychological weapon of unimaginable potency. It sounds absurd, doesn't it? That sound alone could break an enemy's will or steal the hearts of your own. Yet from the disciplined phalanxes of Greece to the relentless legions of Rome and the terrifying war bands of ancient Celts, this was precisely the case. The rhythm of the war drum wasn't merely a signal, it was the heartbeat of the army, a hypnotic pulse that unified thousands of individual wills into a single, terrifying, unstoppable force. Each beat resonated not just in the ground, but in the very souls of those who heard it. And the horns, the blaring, guttural cries of bronze instruments designed not for melody, but for sheer acoustic assault. Imagine the deafening roar amplified by thousands of voices echoing across the battlefield. It was a dramatic sensory overload. A calculated sonic barrage intended to demoralize, disorient, and instill panic in the enemy ranks even before a single sword was drawn. For the attacking force, it was courage incarnate, a shared bellow that drowned out individual fear and replaced it with collective fury. The synchronization was key. A legion advancing in lockstep, their shields clashing, their war cries unified, driven by the relentless rhythm of drums and horns. This wasn't chaos, this was an architectural marvel of human sound production. An invisible wall of noise designed to shatter morale and sow confusion. The ancients understood with terrifying clarity that sound could be an architect of both unity and destruction. It wasn't just a prelude to battle, it was the battle long before the steel met flesh. An utterly bewildering, yet profoundly effective testament to humanity's genius for weaponizing the unseen. Who would have thought that a simple beat could bring an empire to its knees or lift an army to victory? From the dramatic sonic barrages that shattered armies, we transition to an equally astonishing yet utterly peaceful mastery of sound, the architectural marvels designed to project a single human voice to thousands. It seems impossible, doesn't it, to stand on a stage without a microphone, without a single modern amplifier, and be heard with crystalline clarity by an audience stretching back hundreds of feet across an entire hillside. Yet this wasn't some ancient sorcery. It was the everyday reality of the classical Greek amphitheater, a testament to an acoustic genius that still baffles and inspires us today. How on earth did they do it? Consider the Theater of Epidaurus, a structure so exquisitely engineered that even a whisper from its central stage can be distinctly heard in the highest row, over 60 tiers up, seating 14,000 spectators. 14,000, without a hint of echo or distortion. It's an almost absurd feat of ancient technology, making us scratch our heads and wonder if they truly possessed some forgotten secret. Historians and acousticians have puzzled over this for centuries, eventually uncovering the intricate science behind this impossible clarity. It wasn't just about the slope or the stone. The very material, The precise limestone was cut in such a way that it seemed to absorb low-frequency background noise while reflecting high-frequency sounds, like the human voice, with astonishing efficiency. Imagine the chatter of the crowd, the rustling of garments, the distant sounds of the city, all subtly dampened, allowing the spoken word to cut through with unparalleled precision. The tiered seating wasn't just for visibility. Each row acted as a diffuser, scattering sound waves and preventing echoes from muddying the projection. Every curve, every angle, every carefully placed block of stone was an intentional component in an immense, unamplified sound system. These were not mere buildings, they were instruments, finely tuned to resonate with the human voice. The architects of ancient Greece weren't just constructing venues, they were crafting colossal acoustic machines, ensuring that the wisdom, the drama, the very heartbeat of their culture could reach every single citizen unimpeded. It forces us to reconsider the primitive nature of the ancient world. Their understanding of physics, of human perception, was so profound, so intuitive, that they built structures whose acoustic properties we still struggle to replicate with all our modern advancements. It's truly bewildering. From the impossible projection of a single voice across thousands, we now descend into the very bloodstream of ancient life, the bustling, vibrant, utterly symphonic daily rhythm of their cities. If you thought the acoustic genius of the amphitheaters was astounding, prepare yourselves, because the everyday soundscape of an ancient market town was an unamplified, organic concert hall, a bewildering tapestry woven from human endeavor and, most profoundly, music. Imagine stepping into the heart of a classical Roman forum or a bustling Greek agora. It wasn't just the familiar clamor of merchants hawking their wares or the drone of countless conversations. No, pulsating beneath it all, giving it structure, giving it life, was a ceaseless, astonishing soundtrack. Street musicians, not confined to dedicated venues, but utterly embedded within the very fabric of society, were everywhere. The reedy, haunting melody of an aulus might intertwine with the crisp, percussive beat of a tympanum, while the plucked strings of a lyre added a contemplative harmony. These weren't merely entertainers providing diversion. They were the vital heartbeat of the public square. People danced, yes, spontaneously and joyfully, often caught in the infectious rhythms. But music was also the subtle backdrop to trade deals, the lively accompaniment to philosophical debates, the solace for a weary traveler, and the triumphant exclamation accompanying a wedding procession. It was an integral, almost unbelievable part of every social interaction, every public gathering. Children learned to move to its beat. Lovers courted under its spell. Entire communities forged their identity through shared songs and communal dances. Children learned to move to its beat. Lovers courted under its spell. Entire communities forged their identity through shared songs and communal dances. Consider the sheer audacity. A society without recorded music, without mass media, where live sound was the constant, dynamic orchestrator of collective experience. The vibrant street performers weren't just adding flavor. They were essential conduits of culture, history, and emotion. Their melodies told epic stories, celebrated hard-won victories, mourned profound losses, and invoked the ancient gods. This wasn't background noise, it was the foreground, the very pulse of existence. It forces us to confront a world where true silence was a rarity, and the air was perpetually alive with purposeful, community-building sound. It's truly bewildering, isn't it? A world where sound was not just heard, but felt, shaping the very essence of human connection. From the bewildering, vibrant symphony of ancient market squares, where every corner pulsed with communal sound, we now journey to a deeper, more profound chamber of the ancient sonic world. The hallowed space where the very voice of ancestors safeguarded millennia of human experience. It's here, around the flickering, hypnotic glow of a communal fire, that we witness the most astounding act of cultural preservation imaginable. Forget libraries of parchment or digital archives. For countless generations, the entirety of human wisdom, history, and identity rested unbelievably within the human voice. Imagine the scene, the day's clamor hushed by the encroaching night. Elders, their faces etched with the wisdom of years, their eyes reflecting the dancing flames, begin to speak. Their voices, rich with a lifetime of stories, become the living, breathing conduits to the past. This wasn't mere storytelling. This was the sacred act of transmission. Epic poems spanning thousands of lines, recounting mythical origins and heroic deeds, would flow from memory, word for painstaking word, for hours, sometimes days. Genealogies, connecting individuals back to legendary founders, would be recited with meticulous precision. Laws, customs, healing remedies, prophecies, all held in the delicate yet incredibly robust vessel of oral tradition. The cadence, the rhythm, the very sound of their speech was imbued with meaning. Each pause, each inflection, each change in tone was a signpost, a mnemonic device aiding recall, an emotional amplifier. It was an immersive, multi-sensory experience. The crackle of the fire, the shared breath of the listeners, the unwavering gaze of the elder, and most crucially, the resonant vibration of history itself, spoken aloud. Think of the weight of that responsibility, the sheer, terrifying fragility. One lost voice, one forgotten tale, could mean the erasure of generations. Yet, through this astonishing sonic architecture, entire civilizations built their shared understanding of the world, their moral compass, their very identity. Their voices weren't just echoing in the night, they were constructing the future, brick by sonic brick, in the minds of their eager apprentices. It makes you wonder, doesn't it? How much more deeply did they listen? How much more powerfully did the spoken word resonate when it was the sole, irreplaceable repository of all that mattered? Truly, the voice of ancestors was the original living library, a breathtaking testament to sound's ultimate power. From the profound, fragile library of human voices echoing across millennia, we now leap across time to a modern quest, one that seeks to retrieve the very sound waves that once shaped ancient minds. How do we hear a world that has been silent for centuries? It feels like science fiction, doesn't it? Yet in hushed, meticulously controlled sound labs across the globe, An extraordinary endeavor is underway, the digital reconstruction of the unheard. Imagine historians not just poring over dusty scrolls, but collaborating with acousticians, physicists, and engineers. Their mission? To resurrect the phantom frequencies of the past. They meticulously analyze archaeological findings, fragments of forgotten instruments, architectural blueprints of resonant spaces, even microscopic wear patterns on ancient bone flutes. It's a detective story of an utterly astonishing kind, where the clues are not just visual, but sonic. They build 3D models of colossal Roman amphitheaters, digitally simulating how a single orator's voice reverberated through thousands. They meticulously craft virtual replicas of Sumerian lyres, calculating string tension and resonance to approximate their long-lost melodies. They even study the linguistic phonetics of extinct languages, attempting to breathe sound back into dead words, piecing together the cadence of a forgotten chant or the eerie shriek of a ceremonial horn. The process is painstakingly precise, combining cutting-edge computational acoustics with deep historical knowledge. It's an act of almost spiritual resurrection. To hear even a digitally approximated echo of a forgotten civilization's music, its rituals, its very spoken existence, it's a shiver-inducing glimpse into a profound truth. Sound wasn't just background noise, it was the very fabric of their reality, an invisible, intangible architect. This ongoing scientific odyssey allows us a tantalizing, almost unbelievable opportunity to listen again, to bridge the vast chasm of time, and to finally understand the true, astonishing power of sound that built our world. It reminds us that even the most fleeting sound leaves an indelible mark, awaiting discovery. And so, after journeying through grand temples, battlefields, and bustling markets, after witnessing the extraordinary lengths taken to resurrect antiquity's phantom melodies, we arrive at an utterly mind-boggling realization. Past sounds aren't mere archaeological curiosities. They are, in a profoundly unsettling and astonishing way, still here. They echo not just in reconstructed digital soundscapes, but beneath our modern world's surface, an invisible, unconscious inheritance. Imagine standing in a bustling metropolis at twilight. Sirens, traffic, human chatter fill the air. Undeniably 21st century. But what if, beneath this superficial sonic layer, an ancient symphony subtly persists? Our rhythmic walk, unconscious speech meter, the very frequencies that soothe or agitate, could these be faint, inherited whispers from a world long gone? This isn't mysticism. It's a tantalizing hypothesis from psychoacoustics and cultural anthropology. The acoustic environments our ancestors inhabited, their work rhythms, communal space resonances, ceremonial music's pitch intervals, weren't just ephemeral. They were powerful, formative forces, shaping brains, behaviors, and collective consciousness across generations. Consider a Neolithic village's subtle hum, a Roman legion's percussive march, a medieval cathedral's ethereal drone. These omnipresent soundscapes, repeated endlessly, may have subtly imprinted upon our collective auditory memory, like geological strata. We walk on pavements laid over ancient earth, But perhaps we also hear through a sonic tapestry woven by countless forgotten generations. It's an astonishing thought, isn't it? That our present sound perception, our very sonic preferences, might be a direct, subconscious legacy of ancient soundscapes. We are, in essence, acoustically haunted. Our ancestors' silent legacy isn't truly silent. It's a low-frequency hum, a forgotten rhythm, a subtle resonance continuing to orchestrate aspects of our existence, invisible yet profoundly impactful. This calls us to listen differently, to seek echoes not just in ruins, but within ourselves. What other unseen forces, shaped by ancient hands, still guide our modern world? The world, it seems, has far more to tell us if we only learn to truly listen.